Welcome everyone to Neverwinter on PC. My name is Rainer and today I'll be releasing Neverwinter Character Builder Plus version 0.18.0. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you'd like to see more information of about Neverwinter, hit the subscribe button. So, it's been a while again since my last video, as I say almost every time. But yes, a new mod has been announced, Mod 30. And this time I want to be a little bit earlier with my release because often I'm a bit late because I'm also busy doing the campaign and stuff. So let's go to the change tracker and look at what changed, because there's quite some significant changes. Let's look at the top here. And let's start with immediately the big ones. So there's a couple of stats. You see the list here: power, defense, critical severity, combat advantage, deflect severity, forte, incoming healing and outgoing healing all now have a rating cap of 60%. And I'll explain in a second how that works. Well, it's at item level plus 10k. And a percentage cap of 20% from the old 90%. So in the old system that we're now used to since mod 16, I think it was, you could have a maximum amount of percentage from your ratings if your ratings were the same as your item level. So if you had an item level of 70,000, you had 70,000 power, then you get 50% ratings from your power. Now, for the stats that I just mentioned, so you can get percentage bonus up to 60% from your ratings. So in this case, we have 50,000 item level. At 50,000 power, you will get 50% power, but you can get up to 60,000 power, so 10,000 more than your item level, and then you get 60% power from your ratings. So at 70,000 item level, this would be 80,000 ratings to get the 60%. And the percentage cap bonus is, just raised to 120%. So you can get a lot of percentage bonuses now additionally for these stats. So that is the first of the big changes. The other one I have a little bit lower. So let's jump to that one right now. So stats now have a different ratios based on their stats. And this only applies to the new gear from mod 30 onward. But in the old system, if you had, let's say, an item of item level 1000, it would give a total of 15,000 stats, and combined rating counts for 15 times as much. But now, certain stats will have a modifier. Let's go to the dev post. So you can see how it works. So technical wonkery. In the old system where you get 10 power, now you get 7. So you get a little bit less, 30% less power on your gear. You get 30% more accuracy, 20% less combat advantage, etc. You can see the numbers here. And they did this because not every stat is the same amount of, gives the same amount of performance. I don't know if this would fully repair it, but it does seem quite accurate that power is the strongest, combat advantage closely following it, then critical strike, critical severity, and then accuracy. And on the defense side as well, Fort is also pretty good, so and outgoing healing for healers, of course. I could, and let me know in the comments if you like that, I could maybe make some charts where I take this into account as a flat modifier on your graph to see which stats now are the best. But let me know if that's helpful or not. But I could. So this is now applying on the new gear, and you will see that the new gear gives some weird different distributions of stats. We can go there in a second. So that was this one. Let's go back to the top. There's also an update to companions. So companions in the past only went up to mythical, and now they go up to celestial. So if you go here to companions, you see that there's now a celestial companions item here, and these give 12% per. You can have a maximum of 10, which gives 120%. And this, of course, affects the stats that you get from your companion. So yeah, this is some extra power creep that we get. We get Celestial Companion power. So in the past, these also went up to Mythic, but now you have a Celestial version of the powers as well. As you can see, it scales not that dramatically as in the start. He has 100% extra, but yeah, here's this is like 20% more on the percentage wise, but yeah, this will help you get to those higher ranges of stats. So of course your companions now can be celestial, and this will also affect your companion enhancement power, which in the past went up to 7.5%, now 9%. Some others went up to 5%, now they will go up to 6% this year. And there was a different category that went up to 3.75, and they go to 4.5. As for the details, you can just find them in the builder, of course. Then, I didn't forget it this time, but you can upload Mod30 builds in the Neverwinter hub. I noticed, and it's probably because it was very late, there's only a couple of Mod29 builds in here, maybe in 28. There are some hidden, there's a Mod26 build, well, maybe not. But yeah, Mod30. So if you go to my builds and you upload a new build, of course I have to fill something in. I haven't done it yet, so maybe I can just load this one into the builder and then upload it again. Now you can select Mod30 here from the start, and yeah, you will have a Mod30 build in Neverwinter hub if you like to share it or have it private there. Then the gear wiki, I try to keep that up to date. So the filters here, and this is a good way to go through the new gear. So if we set this to none, we can go to Mod30, and then you can see here all the gears. And here you can already see, for example, Fåhraeus. In the old system, you would never have a stat that gives 1,249 of a stat. But yeah, now in this new system, yeah, it's like this. By the way, this is never exact. Well, typically it's not exact, so this could be something behind the commas, and in-game you don't see it, in the builder you don't see it, but it's always taken account in the raw value in your build, so it's added up with the raw value instead of your value that you see here. So there could be tiny differences if you would add these up manually, because this is not an exact value. This could be 1,248.5, for example. But yeah, here you have your new Master Dread Sanctum weapons, etc. Some rings, all the gears in here, of course, like always. There's a lot of duplicate names. A lot. It's absolutely ridiculous. So there's 3 prismatic fractal helmets. These names are definitely not final. But yeah, at least you have what is right now on the preview. You can play around with it if you want. There's also a lot of these, what's this, the legendary gear, I think? Yeah, I think this is the legendary gear. There's also Bismuth plate, 2 and 3, and 1 here. So yeah, it's quite ridiculous. The same applies, by the way, to the equip powers. I also have a feeling that they're not final, because a lot of them are duplicates. So I honestly don't mind if it would be like that, but I don't think it is. Here's the shirts and pants, also a lot of duplicate names. And obviously, because these all 3 you can just buy in a shop, they just have the same name, so that doesn't make any sense. Then we have a couple of new enchantments. Let's go here. Let's reset this page. So we have now the Mother of Pearl, which gives accuracy, critical strike, critical severity, and offense slot, and the Bismuth, which gives accuracy, common advantage, and critical severity. So triple enchantment stats. In an earlier version, they also were adapted, these stats, just like the Mod30 gear, but apparently that looked weird, and it did. And it also made the old enchantments much better than these. So these enchantments will just give normal stats as in the old system. So, and then as a final change, the boon system, I have 64 available because I've used a couple. Now, instead of 116, of course, we get 4 new boon points, as always with the campaign. So now we have a maximum of 120. I still haven't changed this system, so you can only have one of the master boons, only 2 of these, and the rest in here. I mean, I still need to do that, but I don't really get somehow the motivation to put work in that. One other thing that I haven't done yet is the equip bonuses, because as I mentioned, I doubt that they're final. When we get closer to release, I will start working on getting these ready. So, of course, because of this, let's call it wonkery, there can be some errors. It's a little bit more tricky now to fill in the stats in the database. So if you find some gear that is incorrect, let me know, either in the comments below or in Discord, and then I'll make sure to adapt that before release. So that's gonna be it for this one. Again, if you want me to make some kind of stat guide again for the changes that there are, which isn't that huge this time, but if you want to have some kind of guide for that, let me know. And if you have any remarks on this video and suggestions on what to investigate next, feel free to leave a comment below. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.